Hey, my friends, it's Haya. So good to see you again. I know I promised you last night that I was going to put some thought into our discussion, and I have been so encouraged and so relieved by all of your feedback and knowing that we are all in this together. So, there have been a lot of funny jokes and memes going around about stress eating and, moms homeschooling while drinking mimosas, like just all of these crazy coping strategies that we're coming up with to try and get through this madness. And, I'm looking at my cheeks here in the screen and woo, they fill up quickly when we start to get stressed, right? When we start to just get sucked into the drama and get sucked into the group think madness that is happening all around us. And that is the one thing that we absolutely must refuse to settle for, is this group think mentality. We've been talking about group think a lot lately. What does it mean? Well, basically in the Hayat bin Shabbat definition, it means our tendency to become dumber in groups. We're all highly intelligent people. We might not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but we're not the dumbest one either, right? We're not the dullest tool. And we're sharper, smarter than the average bear when we're on our own. But when we get in groups, we become dumber and dumber and dumber. And we do things, we say things, we think things, and we become things that we would never consent to being on our own. Okay, so we have got to totally wage war on this group think mentality. So, we took over #warrior last night, and I love that so many of you took the time to post it into our live conversation last night. And I promised you that I was going to really put some thought into a solution. And I'll tell you, I'm going to take a step back, and I've been getting requests for several months now to open back up my private coaching. And unfortunately, I just don't have the time for it with all of my other commitments that we have going on, running the school and our other businesses. And as much as I would love to do it, I just don't have time for it. So I thought long and hard about how could we offer something to help us dig out of this mess. And I actually want to go back and I want to tell you a story. So I want to look at this group think concept for a couple of minutes. So I want you to think back to when you were a kid. Okay, when you were a kid and you were living at home, what was it like? Who controlled your thoughts? Who controlled your mindset? Who controlled your life? Who controlled what you did? Well, your parents, of course, okay, or your caregivers for most of us. So I know for me, the same exact thing is true. In my childhood, up through my teenage years, I did as best I could to please my parents, to make my parents happy. Okay, in my 20s, well, I did the best that I could to make the world happy. I went to college, I got good grades, I got a degree, I went into corporate America, I went to graduate school. I realized very quickly that that was not going to make me happy. Then I became an entrepreneur, and I tried my best to please the world, to figure out what it was going to take to make the world happy, to follow the world's definition of success. And thank God I was able to create, materialistic success very quickly. I was able to build an extremely successful business. I was able to create all the things that we think we, are chasing after in life: the big house, the fancy cars, the, beautiful clothes, the trips around the world, all of these things, the status, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And very early into my 30s, I realized, this is not working. And the more success that I was able to create on the outside, the more miserable I felt on the inside. And I remember one day I was sitting, we lived in Austin, Texas, on this beautiful, beautiful acre plot overlooking or on the outer edge of Lake Travis. This gorgeous lake in Austin. And we had a 3-tiered pool. So the upper tier of the pool was a hot tub. The middle tier was like a splash pool, a toddler pool, which is where my son played when he was 2 and 3 when we were living there. And then the third tier was like a diving pool and a big long swimming pool. And I remember sitting in the hot tub, laying in the hot tub, and I was watching my son play and splash in the toddler pool, looking out over the rolling hills of Austin, Texas. And I remember thinking to myself, is this it? Is this all there is? Like, how can I be surrounded by such beauty and such success, yet feel so empty on the inside? And because of a series of events that had already started in my life, it was basically the beginning of the end. And I had to completely do an absolute upheaval on my life, to where then it became like this explosion that turned into a cocooning process that over the course of the next several years, almost 10 years that it took me to really cocoon and go inside and go off grid and go off the radar and unplug from the public world, to really decide, what is it that I want? Who am I on the inside? What does success mean for me? How can I really define that and literally like block out the outside world and figure out, what is it that I want? What makes me happy? How can I love myself regardless of whatever is happening in the outside world? And I'm not gonna lie, it took me almost a good 10 years to get to that place where I felt like I was actually able to come back and have something else to say, where I was ready to create success on my terms, where I was ready to come back to the world after having literally traveled the world over, to figure out what success means to me, regardless of what the critics say, regardless of what the skeptics say, regardless of what the public says, regardless of what my neighbors say or my family says or my friends say, that I can be so clear and so solid on who I was, that would then set the course for everything else that I wanted to create in my life. Where I was so solid on what I had going on, like between me and my maker, that I could literally drown out the noise of everything else around me. And that's what I want to share with you today. Right now, there is so much noise all around us. It is crazy noise, y'all. And it is so easy to get sucked in and to get swept away. And you don't know who to believe. Do you believe the government? Do you believe the media? Do you believe the conspiracy theories? What do you believe? Nobody knows anymore. Okay, so what are we gonna do about that? That's really what I wanna share with you today. So here's what I've decided to do. Like I said, I just, unfortunately, I don't have the time to offer private coaching right now, but honestly, I was thinking about it last night. I hardly slept at all last night. After our Facebook Live, my wheels were just spinning and my subconscious was cranking. And honestly, I don't think that private coaching, one-on-one interaction, I don't think that's what we need right now anyway. We're secluded enough with this whole quarantine thing that we don't need more exclusivity. We don't need more seclusion. And we know that rising waters lift all boats. So I think I'm going to offer something else. What I would like to do, I'd like for us to build a tribe of women around the globe who are hyper-focused on upgrading your life in a downturn economy. So we're gonna create a tribe of powerful, everyday women, just like you and me, from all backgrounds, all walks of life, and help each other rise to the occasion. And we're gonna teach you how to unleash your untapped potential and streamline your focus to become the force you were born to be. I say this all the time to my students and my clients, that I do not want to go down in a pile of potential. I want to step into my purpose, and I want to make sure that when I leave this world, I have licked up every ounce of potential, every ounce of joy, and I have totally fulfilled my purpose. Right now, the rest of the world is absolutely paralyzed by chaos. We can see it all around us, but we're going to do something different. We're going to go underground to build your best life ever. right now. Right now, in a time where the rest of the world is frozen and panicked, we are going to band together to create an elite tribe, a secret or not so secret society of high-performing, goal-achieving women who refuse to settle for the madness. And we're going to turn our stumbling blocks into stepping stones. We're going to come out ahead. We're going to come out better than ever. We're going to be stronger, smarter, happier, more confident, and positioned to elevate the people around us. Okay, now what I'm thinking, this quarantine, it sounds like prison, okay? But what if we could turn your quarantine into a cocoon of clarity where you emerge as one of the world's most successful, hyper-focused superhumans. Okay, that's what we're gonna work on. Remember what success means to you. Okay, that's what we're gonna look at. Now, I was thinking about this last night and I actually typed up a list. Y'all know I love my lists, okay? I typed up a list of what do we need to know right now? What's gonna set us apart from everybody else on the planet? What skills do we need to master during this season? So here's what came to mind. And if you like these, then I want you to type #warrior into the comments, okay? Here we go. How to kill it in your own life while the world goes through chaos. How to emerge from the current world crisis as a champion. How to become a champion during crisis or during chaos. How to upgrade your life in a downturn economy. How to play leapfrog with the universe during crisis or chaos. What do I mean by leapfrog? Okay, you imagine the world has thrown you like this biggest curveball right now. Nobody was expecting this when we were planning our 2020 goals. Okay, the world has thrown us this massive curveball. Well, what are we gonna do? We're gonna take that and we're gonna literally go, okay, it took me a second to get positioned here. It took me a second to get my head on straight, but now I'm gonna take a step back and I'm gonna take a running jump and I'm literally gonna leapfrog over this challenge and I'm gonna turn this stumbling block into a stepping stone and I am gonna come out stronger, better, higher, happier, more elevated than ever before. That's what I'm talking about when I say play leapfrog with the universe. Okay, back to our list. How to become a transformation warrior. Now, again, this is the list that I made for myself last night when I was thinking, what do we need to share? What do we need to cover? If we're gonna create this elite tribe, this underground global tribe of women around the world, what do we need to upskill ourselves and how can we upgrade ourselves? These are the things that I thought we need to know, okay? How to become a transformation warrior. What does that mean? Well, how to go from scattered and overwhelmed to fearless and focused. How to reposition yourself for success amidst chaos and crisis. How to wage war on mediocrity when it is raging all around you. How to turn chaos into victory. How to shock the world with your success during a recession. How to reposition your family for success during times of upheaval and uncertainty. And how to guarantee your own success during uncertain times. What do you think about those? If you like those topics, I want you to put #warrior in the comments. And if you have other topics that you think are super critical, I want you to please share those with me as well. Now, I don't have the whole thing hashed out yet. I'm gonna put a little more thought into it today and we'll probably start it next week because y'all, we cannot go any longer like this. Enough is enough. So we'll probably start it next week, but I'm gonna keep it very, very small. It's gonna be limited number only, very small, very intimate, and I'm gonna teach you all of these skills that we just discussed, okay? Now, the truth is, if we're gonna really embrace, I don't wanna say embrace, but if we're gonna accept reality, like we're gonna deal in reality. Now, reality, this word, I'm a big believer that reality is what we make it, okay? That's first and foremost. But if we're going to deal in reality and then transition everything we see, what's happening around us to make it our own new reality, okay, we've got to accept the fact that this is probably going to get worse before it's going to get better, and it's going to last a little while. So I think that this amount of upskilling that we need to do and this amount of upgrading that we need to do, it's not going to be an overnight process. It's going to take us a little while. Okay, so probably I will make this a 12-week program of some sort. Okay, and it will include elite group coaching through live weekly sessions. So we'll have specific content. I'll give you assignments, I'll give you tools and resources, and then we'll do some sort of like Q&A where you'll be able to ask questions and I'll be able to give you feedback on your specific situation, your specific examples, your specific obstacles, hurdles, questions, etc. And then of course, this will also allow us to mastermind with, the other elite go-getters within the group, okay? So we'll probably create, I'm just thinking out loud here, but we'll probably create a private Facebook group. So within Digging Deeper for Success, we'll create a private Facebook group that will allow us to have the forum for all of these things. And like I said, it will be very limited space because I want it to be intimate and I want it to be powerful. So who is going to be in this group? Well, that's up to you. You have to raise your hand and identify yourself and say, I must be a part of this, okay? Maybe you're a mompreneur, maybe you're a millennial, maybe you're a baby boomer, doesn't matter. Together, we can move mountains. What I'm looking for is mindset. That's what matters to me. I don't care what your physical circumstances say right now. What I want to know is, are you ready to bring your A game? Because we are going to bring the fire. So if you're interested, I want you to do two things. First of all, I want you to put #warrior in the comments here in this thread on this Facebook Live. Then second thing is we have created a registration page for you. And what I want you to do right now is I want you to add yourself to the waiting list, okay? So once I get the details hashed out, I'm gonna send them to everybody that's in this group, and then I'm gonna let you identify yourself, and you're gonna determine whether or not you wanna be a part of the group. Okay, so write this down, diggingdeepercoaching.com. That's a landing page we've created. You're just gonna put yourself on the waiting list. That's all you're gonna do. So that once we've got the details, I'm gonna shoot them to everybody that's on that list. Now, like I said, I'm gonna aim to start this next week already. So I'll try to get it opened over the weekend. But before we go into like the really deep, heavy training, we're gonna actually first need to get our heads on straight. We're gonna need to do a little bit of, I'm gonna call it quarantine triage, okay? So we all know that an overwhelmed mind does nothing. So within this small elite group, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our mindset clear. We've gotta find out how to quiet the noise. We've gotta become the calm in the middle of the storm. We've gotta get ourselves centered. So the first thing we're gonna do with this quarantine triage is we're gonna get organized, okay? Maybe you've got kids at home now that you didn't have a week or two ago. Maybe you're at home now. You've never worked from home before. Maybe you're having to adjust and juggle to this whole new family schedule. So first things first, we got to get everyone functioning, okay? Then we're going to look at our new and revised goals for this season. We're going to make sure that every single woman in this tribe has clarity. I believe it is my strong belief that clarity is every superwoman's secret power. That is our secret superpower, is clarity. So we're gonna get clarity of purpose, clarity of mind, clarity of vision, and clarity on how to move forward. Okay, now then we'll likely do a version of War Week altogether, where we literally break down all the pieces to wage war on the mediocrity that is raging all around us. Okay, and we're going to create a battle plan of exactly how to become a warrior. But not just any warrior. We're not going to be stressed out warriors. We're not going to be angry, aggressive warriors. No. We're going to become joyful warriors. What does it mean, a joyful warrior? I just love this picture, this mental image, okay? Because we're not just going to settle for where we are now. We're not going to come and like go out like with our guns blazing, like we're, there's a saying that, when you get backed into a corner, you come out clawing. That's not what we're doing. We are going to wage war on mediocrity, yes, but we're going to do it from a place of abundance and a place of gratitude. We are safe. In this group, we are settled, we're confident, we're grateful, and we're ready to launch an all-out attack on the group think that is attempting to take over our world. Okay, so stay tuned later today or over the weekend. I'm gonna get the details together and I'll share them as soon as we have them available. And we are absolutely gonna turn this fearful frenzy into our finest hour. And we're gonna do it together as an underground tribe of joyful warriors. So again, just type #warrior into the comments and put yourself on the list to get more details at diggingdeepercoaching.com. Okay, I'm gonna go back underground right now. I'm gonna put my thinking cap back on. I'm gonna flesh it all out. I'm gonna read your comments and I'm gonna look and see what else you think you might need, because I'm gonna completely customize this for everybody that's in this group, okay? It is gonna be very, like I said, private, very high tech meets high touch. So it's going to be very interactive and it's going to be very customized for everybody that's in this group. And together we are going to wage war on the mediocrity around us. I love you guys. I'll be in touch very soon. Bye for now.